head was at.
Yes, all over the place.
I like it like that. Okay.
All
So
over the place.
where are we going first? So, given the conversation that we just had about changing the name of the podcast, since we don't talk about hair anymore, but when I hopped on here, of course, our salon culture and beauty industry talk is the first thing on our list, even though we never head there. But
Mhm.
let's start there,
Yeah.
because I saw two things on here right off the bat that kind of jumped out at me. So the first one was what's a silk press? And the second one was how often should you be washing your hair? And I thought surely we should um hit both
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok the other day and it was this girl talking about like silk presses and how like they just don't be doing them how they used to. And it got me thinking cuz I feel like I've really only known silk press as like a straightening service.
Mhm.
Um but I don't think in beauty school like we were taught a real silk press. And in this video that I was watching, she was talking about how like a real silk press, you're like breaking down the is it the amino acids in your hair or something like that
For the bonds.
to yeah, the bonds to make
Mhm.
your hair like straight. But then it got me thinking like, well, wasn't everyone getting worried that like they were using relaxer and not like an actual silk press
Yeah, I
product?
remember a couple of years ago that it came out that at least in the Dominican salons that some Dominican salons allegedly were putting relaxer in the shampoo. And
Yeah.
so because Dominicans have the reputation, for lack of a better word, of getting like the silkiest of silk presses, right? And so
Mhm.
with all that competition, it was like, oh, let me just put a couple dabs of relaxer in here. Which, first of all, I feel like you can smell that. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
how mild the relaxer is. If you put some relaxer in my hair, I'm definitely gonna smell it, and we're gonna fucking fight. First of all, um,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I feel like the term silk press, and anyone who watches this video can correct me in the comments, but I feel like the term silk press is relatively new. Like, I don't remember hearing that term when I was young. Like, I definitely got my hair pressed. I have
Mhm.
like the scars on the back of my neck to prove it. I have, the trauma stories from my childhood. I think I've told at least one on this
Right.
show before. So I definitely got my hair pressed, like with the hot comb on the stove. But I don't remember it being called a silk press. I feel like that's a relatively new name, but my understanding, so I'll tell you, I'm in Georgia, as we've covered many a time. And here, how they refer to it, or how they do them here, I feel like is different than my understanding when I was in Indiana. Um, or when I first heard the term silk press, it was like you get a clarifying shampoo, a moisturizing shampoo, a steam conditioning mask, and you detangle, you blow dry it, and if you blow dry it properly, the hair is already silky at the end of the blow dry. You
Mhm.
have movement and silk happening like at the end of the blow dry, and the iron is just like to seal everything in, and you get the shine and like just the extra razzle dazzle on the end. And
Mhm.
then you and my when I went to prom, I had this exact style actually. At the end of the silk press, you actually wrap the hair and then you sit under the dryer. I've seen some people wrap it in plastic. And you sit under the dryer, and then when you take the plastic wrap off, the hair is falling off the bone. What does that old man say? Tenderize.
Tenderism.
Tenderism, yes. Hair has fallen off the bone. But so that was my understanding, like when I first started hearing the term silk press. But in Indiana, I mean, I'm sorry, in Georgia, that has not been my experience with the term silk press. So when
Mhm.
I watch other stylists do it, I've seen it be, definitely the clarifying shampoo, the moisturizing shampoo, sometimes a steam, the hydrating treatment with steam, but not always. They definitely don't do the wrap afterwards with the plastic wrap, like, none of that. It's just basically like a really fancy iron out, like a really
Yeah.
long iron out is, what they're doing in Georgia, and people are paying good money for that. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like I feel like that's how I've kind of known a silk press. And I feel like when I was younger, like watching shows, yes, I remember them like wrapping the hair.
Mhm.
But like I said, yeah, in beauty school, I don't remember being necessarily like taught that
Mhm. Do you guys learn textured hair at all in beauty school?
like for a week.
Barely? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same, same. I mean,
Um,
luckily, I had quite a few, other students that I went to school with who were Black and
mhm,
who already were doing hair and were just getting the license so that they could work without being harassed. Um, so I definitely was able to, like, watch other people work because I had one little sister, and I didn't grow up doing her hair, like, a lot of Black girls have the experience of doing hair at home. But
yeah.
I grew up going to the hair salon to get my hair done. So I just didn't know how to do anybody's hair, not just Black hair. I didn't know how to do anybody's hair. So
Yeah.
I did have that benefit. And then I did have an instructor who was a white woman who made it very clear that hair is a texture and not a race. And that you treat hair based on the fabric that you're dealing with. So I had like an intellectual understanding even if I didn't have the practical hands-on experience,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm sitting
So
here because I do like a sweet shampoo. Have you heard of that?
mm-mm,
So it's supposed to be like a lot less harsh than like a like keratin blowout
mm,
treatment.
mhm,
Um and essentially it's really supposed to just remove like frizz from the hair, but
mm.
it won't remove like your actual curl.
Yeah,
And you seal it in with a flat iron. So I'm kind of like,
mhm.
oh, I wonder, is this like a silk press?
So I feel like a silk press can't include like because I do something similar. But I call it a hair Botox treatment, but it's a similar thing where it's like lightweight keratin, but it's not the full-on keratin experience. But I
Yeah.
feel like with a silk press, it's like not supposed to have additional I can't even say, like, how do I say this? Because I wanna say it's not supposed to have additional help, but, like, definitely you could use, like, the Color Wow extra strength humidity resistant blowout spray, which maybe is the same thing because that stuff lasts, like, I think it lasts, like, 3 or 4 shampoos. I don't know, but I don't like, I think a traditional silk press doesn't have any added, like, keratin in it, if that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think. I think the sweet shampoo is a hydraulic acid, maybe?
Mhm,
Yeah. And I think it
mhm.
lasts like between maybe 3 months or more.
Okay, that's how I hear Botox is also. And
Okay.
so I assume that there's like an extra added cost over and above a traditional silk press then, right?
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
someone's getting a blowout and they want the frizz removed, like you have a price for like a regular blowout and then you have a price for like, oh, you want this to last 3 months.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah, same. So, you know what? I always approach it with like, no matter what the service is, when you say silk press, what do you mean by that? what do you expect the outcome to be? How long do you want this service to last? So
Yeah.
that based on those answers, I can say, okay, well, here are our options, right? We can
Mhm.
do like that basic blowout with an iron out. We can do a hair Botox. We can do a for real silk press. Like there's levels to it, right? Like how
Right.
silky are we getting today? And how long do you want it to last?
Yeah.
What's your budget?
Yeah. No, that's a good point because I feel like I've seen other people talk about a silk press and it's like a press and curl. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Mhm, mhm. And so and because we all have so much access to the internet now, and everybody comes in with whatever they saw on TikTok, and I don't know what side of TikTok you're on. So, when in doubt, ask more questions.
Yeah.
You know?
This is why consultations are important.
King, consultations are literally everything. And I
Yes.
know I've said it before, but I will reiterate today as a hairstylist that I feel like you can get away with doing hair good enough if you at least have a magnificent consultation. You don't have to do hair like, hairstylist to the stars level hair. If you have a great consultation and like a service where people feel cared for, they don't really even care for real
Right.
that hard about the
Yeah.
hair.
Sometimes it's just all about the experience.
Mhm. And making sure that somebody feels heard is like already your experience is top tier because the number of people that sit in my chair and they're like, "Well, I asked for this when I went to my last stylist, but I got that." She always just did whatever she wanted to do, because you weren't listening.
Literally.
You were
Yep.
not listening.
Mm. I always tell, like, especially newer guests, I'm always like, oh, yeah, if you want something, like, I hope you really want it because, like, I'm not going to talk you out of it. I'll
Mhm,
give you my professional opinion on if I think
mhm,
it'll look good or whatever. But if you're dead set on, like, no, I want to take my butt length hair to my ears, I'm going to
mhm,
take it to your ears, babe.
mhm. Yeah, the only time I second guess it is if you, like, tell me you just broke up with your boyfriend and that's why you're doing it, then I may ask more questions, but if you come in and you say it with your chest, well,
Yeah.
off we go then. Yeah. What about the shampoo question? Because I realize it's starting to get cold outside, people are having the heat on, air is
Hmm.
a little
Hmm.
drier, scalps are a little flakier,
Yes, I
um
know my hair or my scalp definitely gets like really dry. I feel like I have like a week or two in the summer where my scalp gets really like dry and itchy and flaky,
Mhm,
and then also like around this time. So I don't
mhm,
know, that just might be a season thing with me personally. But
yeah,
yeah, with the washing or shampoo washing, I feel like kind of with the silk press, people we're having different like conversations. I'm hearing some people who are like, "Oh, I only shampoo like once a week." And then there are some that are like, "I shampoo every other day." And then it's like even within the shampoo, it's like, "Well, I'm only shampooing once or I'm shampooing 3 times in one wash," or
wow,
like
oh, wow,
yeah.
that
And
seems
it's like,
overkill.
"Okay."
Yeah. Whenever clients ask because I get this question a lot, I always say as often as your scalp requires it. So for some people, like tends to be people with like really fine, thin hair typically have to shampoo more often because their hair gets really oily really quickly. And so that looks gross. And I understand, but people with like a coarser, curlier texture might not need to do it as often. Now, I have seen people on TikTok, and this, boy, you want to piss me off? Tell me it's been like 3 weeks since you washed your hair. That like sends me
Yeah,
over the edge.
yeah.
Like, if you want your hair to grow, healthy scalp is important, and part of healthy scalp is a clean scalp, clean
Mhm.
and well hydrated scalp. So for me, I like to shampoo like around once a week generally because my hair is kind of dry naturally. And so it takes me like a week to get that hydration level back to where I want it. But by the end of the week, my scalp is like, bitch, it's time for some soap. some
Mm,
soap. It's time
yeah,
for some shampoo. Now,
yeah.
with that being said, right now it's been about a week and 3 days. I got some, just a couple French braids in my hair, and they still look so good that I'm like, I'm gonna try and drag it out. So I've been taking some witch hazel, and I'll just like mist my down my part with some witch hazel, and then spray some oil on my scalp and
Mhm.
hair because I'm just
Yeah,
trying to make this last for as long as possible.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I would say this is probably the longest I've gone without, like, shampooing, and I've done the same. I've done, like, some oils and stuff on my scalp, but
Mhm.
like I said, I'm gonna take these out tomorrow, and it would have
Mhm.
been 2 weeks, and
Mhm.
I, like, shampooed the day that I got them too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and honestly, my scalp hasn't felt, like, too bad. There's been a few days where I'm like, "Oh my god, gotta, like, pat because it is itchy." Um, but yeah, I would say typically I shampoo once a week, sometimes twice, depending on
Mhm.
like just what's going on with my hair.
Mhm. Like, if
Um,
it needs it, it needs it.
yeah, if it needs it. And sometimes I sweat. So it's
Yeah.
like we just gotta, and I have a
And
lot
I
of hair
think
too.
I would love to dispel the myth that Black people don't need to wash their hair as often, because 'cause you've got the gym girlies and you've got, some Black people still have an oily scalp or,
Mhm.
even sometimes if your scalp is really dry,
Right.
shampoo it with a hydrating shampoo and
Yes.
conditioner. Like, you would be surprised at how much better your scalp will feel. Yeah.
Well,
So,
and I try to tell people about co-wash too. Cause
mhm.
like, um, if I'm doing pretty good, like, I'll just co-wash sometimes and, like,
Mhm.
not even shampoo, and
Mhm.
then when I feel like, "Ooh, it's been a minute since I've actually, like,
Use
had some
shampoo.
suds in there,"
Mhm.
I'll use shampoo.
Yep. Yep. No, I do love a good co-wash. And another thing for my fine textured girlies, I definitely will tell them, well, and not even just fine textured people, but in general, that you really want to shampoo your scalp and condition your ends. But
Mhm.
especially like the fine textured girlies that or guys, that you don't really want to be rubbing shampoo into your scalp because that's gonna, I'm sorry, conditioner into your scalp because that just makes it oily even faster. Um, but yeah, as a general rule, shampooing the scalp and conditioning the ends.
Yeah.
Although I do tend to rub conditioner into my scalp too, because like I said, I have a dry scalp. You are a bug.
Yeah, I do too,
Yeah.
sometimes.
It
Mm,
needs it.
exactly.
What is this hair by Chrissy? What is that?
I'm shocked you haven't heard of her. So
No.
apparently, like, back in, I think, 2020, someone said that she was known in the hair world as Hair by Crispy because she was like frying the shit out of people's hair. But now she's one of those big, like, I charge $4,000 for this,
Oh my
like,
gosh.
yes. And a lot of people, I guess, who went out to see her are coming out and being like, yeah, I paid all this money and literally this is all she did to my hair. Like, touched it.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
um, yeah, and some of the things that I've seen, it's just shitty work. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of these girls have fine hair, and you're putting this heavy ass track in there and bleaching the fuck out of it. And Yeah, but hey, if you want to different tax bracket, I guess, cuz
Yeah. And
for
that's I was just saying the other day how I hate that because I've been doing hair so long, I remember a time where you didn't have to have a website and a Instagram and a TikTok. You know what I mean? Like you just went to work, you did good work, you gave a great experience, and then through word of mouth, your chair got full. And
right.
and to be clear, that's still a thing. But also there are moments where you need to be, making content. And I hate the influencer age of the hair industry because it's easy to like take cute pictures or like make funny reel. Like just because someone makes a funny reel doesn't mean they know how to do your hair, right?
Yeah,
Like
right.
um, and I'm terrible at content, but I feel like I give a really good experience, and people who sit in my chair are always happy with their experience. They tell their friends about their experience.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, influencing it just yeah, it's not been the greatest addition to the hair industry.
No. And I will say, like, I like to do it every once in a while. Like, I like to do a little fun video or something,
Mhm,
but I don't want to have to make it a part of my job. You know what
yeah.
I mean? And,
Mhm,
like, I understand taking photos because now social media is your portfolio. So I understand having like an Instagram or like a website showcasing your work, but it's also like, well, now I have to be a hairstylist, a therapist, a website designer, a content creator. Like, it's just so much.
yeah.
And I
I
just
just
want to
wanna
do your
make people
hair.
feel pretty.
Yeah. Like, I just want to do your hair. I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it's like, well, your work almost gets judged based on your content creation.
Mhm,
And it's like, well,
mhm,
now you have bitches like Hair by Chrissy
mhm,
who is a good quote unquote content creator,
mhm.
but clearly is a terrible
But your hair
hairstylist.
crispy when you leave, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what do we want?
I just kind of unsubscribe to the hair stuff. Like, I do it when I want to, and I don't do it. Like, if you look, it will be literally months before I post things sometimes. And it's not even that I'm not taking the pictures and the videos because I often do. But then, like, by the time I get home and I start trying to like create something, I'm just like, I don't want to. I
I want
just
to.
I don't want to. And more
No,
importantly, I don't have to. So like,
exactly.
every once in a blue moon, I'll throw something out there just to like let people know that yeah, I'm still over here doing hair.
Still doing me.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yes.
Funny.
All right. So cruising down the list here. The Taylor Swift White House TikTok. That
Oh
was
yeah,
crazy.
I looked it up. It's still up. So like
Yeah.
she approved it or whatever. You know what I mean?
She had to have, because I'll tell you this, there was something, was it on Twitter or TikTok? I just commented on it the other day, and I don't remember whose music they used, but whoever it was, I'm trying to hop on here to see if it's still up. Whoever it was in the comments like, "Take this shit down right now. I did not give you permission," like, the same day.
Oh, probably was it Olivia Rodriguez or
Maybe
Rodrigo?
yes, because I sent it to you, right? When I
Probably maybe.
yeah,
I know she
yeah,
was someone real quick to be like, no.
absolutely not.
Which is
Absolutely not.
interesting because rumor has it that Taylor wanted to sue Olivia over, um, song inspiration or something like that. So then Olivia had to like credit Taylor on one of her songs, even though to me it
Wow.
didn't sound,
Yeah.
but okay, whatever. Also found out that Taylor Swift's great grandpa was like heavily involved in the Federal Reserve.
Mm.
So it's just all coming
Starting
together.
to make sense all of a
Yes,
sudden.
and then I thought I saw, or I need to look more into it, but essentially, hold on, let me pull it up so I don't say it correctly. Um,
Whatever it was on the White House TikTok that I saw, I don't think it's up anymore. But I remember whatever it was just in the last couple of days, but I remember posting on it. I was like, I wonder if Barron's running the White House TikTok now. I feel like Barron's,
mm,
it is giving incel, like young incel energy.
it's so it's so gross. I hate it. I hate it. Can't you see what you recently liked on Instagram?
You can. Yeah, so you go to I think you go to the hamburger menu
Mm-hmm.
in the top right corner, and
Yes.
then it says your activity.
Yes. Yep, thank you. Where is it? Essentially, it was saying that NATO uses Taylor Swift's music as an example for like hiding messages in songs, essentially. And I was like, hmm, love that.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah. Gross.
So gross.
Yeah.
I'm so over
Thank
it.
goodness I've just never been a fan. Like,
Literally,
I've just never been a fan. And then
never.
I remember one time she did a video pretty early in her career. And it was just very black coded, but she's like the whitest white girl of all time. And it's just, I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
I don't like it. Like, I don't like when you don't really fuck with black people like that, but you love using our culture. Just like I was saying, like, that's what made me think that Barron's running the White House TikTok because everything is black, 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 like clearly black influenced, but you hate black people.
Literally,
It's crazy.
literally. It's I hate it here.
Mhm.
But how do you feel about Megan and Clay?
I love that for them.
I do
I just
too.
love them.
I think they're so
I
cute.
love Megan the Stallion, and I just want her to be happy. Like, and I
100%.
don't know her personally, obviously, but her energy is just very like, I just love her.
Mhm.
I just love her. As a
I
person, she
agree.
just strikes me as a good person, right? Like, she's just out here trying to have fun, live her
Right.
life, like watch her little anime. I just watched a short this morning actually, and it was her. She cooked Thanksgiving dinner for Clay and his family. I'm
Yes.
like,
I was
I
gonna ask
just
if
love
you
it.
saw that.
Yes. I hope
Yes,
they
that
get
was so
married and like live happily ever after. I'm so happy for her.
I agree. What's kind of crazy though, and nothing against them, but have you noticed that like Clay is starting to get more I guess like backlash now, like in regards to like who he is as like a basketball player. And like I just feel like people are
They're
attacking
hating.
him more
Yeah.
now.
They're hating.
And
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, 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 you're good. But yeah, like definitely trying to bait him into like yeah, stooping down to their level or whatever.
Mhm.
And it's like, now what's going on here? Because when Megan was single and was going against the whole Tory Lanez thing, y'all said that she deserved that. and that you believe Tori. But now that she's with a man that loves and supports and provides for her, it's, "Oh, you're a bum, you're a loser."
The simp.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
what?
almost like they just hate to see a Black woman being treated well in public. It's weird.
Literally, literally. It's
It's
so
weird.
weird.
Yeah, no, but I just think they're adorable. I love like they clearly are in love. Like he's clearly obsessed with her, which that's
Yes,
all you really want, right? Like that's all I want is for my man to be obsessed with me. That's literally it. Just
right.
just
And
be
I
obsessed
mean,
with making me happy. That's it.
right. And I mean, he has her out here writing a song about him
Yes.
and cooking his family dinner,
I love
Thanksgiving
it.
dinner.
I love it. And I say I hope they like get married and live happily ever after if that's what she wants.
Mm. I
Because
think someone
I realize not every woman wants to get married for very valid reasons. And but if that's what she want, like I just want her to be happy. She deserves.
I agree. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want her to be happy. I think they're so cute together.
I do
And
too.
I think someone screenshotted like when she was on the phone with him or something, and his name I did think said hubby. Yeah,
Aw.
or like future hubby. And I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
that's so cute."
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, they're
Yes.
adorable.
Love, love,
Adorable.
love.
So I've been seeing people getting cussed out for being in Target on Black Friday.
Yeah, as they should.
As they should. What the fuck is wrong with
Because what
y'all?
are you doing in a Target?
Period. Let alone on Black Friday. Like, are you okay?
Yes. But have you seen videos of those swag bags?
I have not seen videos, but I feel like somebody posted like a picture and it was like a deck of Uno cards. It was like, so you betrayed everyone for like this little $5 worth of merchandise from Target?
Literally.
That's
I saw a video and I thought it was a joke at first because it was
crazy.
like, yeah, this was what was in the Target swag bag. And yeah, it was a deck of Uno cards, some nerd like cluster candy,
Yeah.
and like a small bag, not like a big bag.
Mhm.
Um, thing of lip gloss, some shampoo, and then there was like essentially like a gift card, and some of them on there was like, "Oh, you want a slushy ninja." So some people got a $250 slushy ninja, which like okay. But
Yeah.
then some of them were um you get the Target membership or whatever. But some people were in the comments and they're like, "I'm pretty sure that's free." So like what are we really getting at here?
You're just out here looking dumb for nothing.
Literally, and
But
then
I'll
I
tell
think I
you,
saw oh, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say the flip side of that though is the protests in Home Depot where people have been buying ice scrapers and then going back and returning them and then
Yeah,
getting back in line and buying ice scrapers again. I
yeah,
love that.
that's amazing.
I love that. More of that. More of
Yes, I'm like, see what
that.
happens when we all come together?
Mhm. No, I
Like,
love
come
that.
on, come on.
Yeah, I was thinking because I have not really done much I did do some protesting in 2020. That's probably the last time I was outside, like, actually protesting, and it was kind of half-heartedly because I'm just over protesting. Um, but and I've talked about it on this podcast before that some of my favorite memories of protesting were in Ferguson in 2014 after after Mike Brown was killed, and we shut down the Walmart on Black Friday and shut down the malls, on multiple malls on Black Friday. And watching the Home Depot videos and like the Christmas carolers who are singing like the anti-ice songs, it kind of has me feeling like, let me go find me a little community to go out and protest with this holiday season.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
making me feel a little nostalgic.
Yes, absolutely.
And those kind of protests I'm here for, because those, they're not gonna tear gas the inside of a Home Depot. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
100%. And I want to say too, Target has still been reporting like just low sales,
As they
um,
should.
as they should. And then someone said, "Be on the lookout. We shouldn't be shocked if like another store just randomly pops out of nowhere because they'll probably be doing a rebrand."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, with the economy the way that it is, who can really afford to shop right now anyway? Like, my coins are going nowhere. My coins are going to my bills, and I'm staying in this house enjoying all of these amenities that I pay for, okay?
Literally,
Not buying
literally.
shit extra.
I think someone asked me, they're like, "What do you do for fun?" And I was like, "I pay 10.50 a month to have fun in my apartment."
Mhm. Yep. Sometimes I literally, like today, my husband switched his shifts and he's working on weekends now. So
Mhm.
like he left early this morning and I got up and like did some little chores around the house, which there aren't as many to do because, it's just the two of us now. But I like painted my bathroom and like did some little chores and then just like walked around my house and looked at my looked at how it's coming along and just like, "Oh, this
Yes.
is nice."
Yes. Hell yeah.
Dreamt of like one day I'm gonna paint this living room this color. But
Mm.
yeah, I have no money to spend for this while this administration is in office. I don't got it. I don't got it.
Literally.
Even if I had it, I don't got it. The only
Yeah,
extra money that I'll be spending in the upcoming year is I do go on vacation once a year. I deserve to
as
go
you
on
should.
vacation. So, but generally speaking, I leave the country. So, like, the only real money that's going to be spent with a corporation in America is whoever takes me from this country to the country that I'm going to visit.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't got it.
Period.
We were, yeah, we were supposed to be in New Orleans a couple weeks ago, but with the government shutdown, we just
Oh
canceled the
yeah.
ticket. Yeah,
I don't blame you.
yeah.
I don't blame you. Cause
I
yeah,
have
who
a
wants to travel when no one's getting paid?
that part, like literally that part. And I have a couple of clients that are air traffic controllers or are married to air traffic controllers, and some were doing really well. Like I have this one guy who he's young, he's not even 30 yet, and he's single. And so, and they make good money. So he's been saving a lot of money. So,
Is he cute?
I mean, I guess for a white guy, I guess he's pretty fly for a white guy. um, yeah, and he is single. Yeah, I'm like, let
Oh,
me think about it. Yeah. And he's actually just a really cool dude too. Um, but yeah, so like he was doing fine, but something happened because they're supposed to be getting like a $10,000 check for the people that showed up and worked during the shutdown, allegedly. I wouldn't hold my breath. But he's not getting one because he's like, he didn't go every day. He's like, I'm not getting paid. So there were
Yeah,
days that I woke up and I wasn't feeling like it. I just didn't fucking go.
period.
And he's like, a lot of people did that. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people did that. So I'm like, they better be glad I'm not a government worker because I would have been the main one talking to all the other workers like, bitch, nobody's coming to work tomorrow.
No. Well, and did you see the one video of the guy who he had his paycheck stub and he was like, I thought the government was supposed to be shut down. He was like, someone's in there working because they took the taxes out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like asking really good questions. He was like, do y'all got that on like auto takeout or like
Mm-hmm.
what is that? Like, is there
Mm-hmm.
just someone in there pressing a button saying deduct it or
Yeah.
what's
Well,
going
so it's crazy. I would definitely recommend, let me walk that back. So, to put a point on the specific man that I was thinking of that's a air traffic controller, he did say when they came back to work that their checks were all fucked up and they didn't get all the money that they were supposed to get. So they went back to work and then you get your check. You're supposed to be paid for all those hours you work, and they didn't get it all. But he was confident that they were going to figure it out and that they were going to all get their money. But just imagine being off work for a month. Was it a month and a half? And
Yeah.
then
Longest
going,
government shutdown, by the way.
yes. And then going back to work and expecting to finally get paid so you can pay your bills and your check is wrong. I would have been ready to fucking knock all this shit over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember what the second thing was that I was gonna say because I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta remember to mention that. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. And it's like super frustrating because I had a few guests as well that like their spouses worked in the government and they were like, yeah, we're a one house or one income household right now. And it's like, and if those people yeah, refuse to show up like the whole time or whatever, they would have gotten in trouble. And it's like,
Mhm.
why am I going to be punished for not coming to a job that I'm not getting paid for?
That part. I remember what it was that I was going to say too is that, and this is not tax advice, I am a hairstylist. I don't know shit about tax laws. So we'll start there. But with that being said, because you were talking about the money, the taxes still coming out of your check, and the government doesn't actually take those taxes, your employer sends those taxes automatically. But what you can do is you can go to your employer and request to change your W-4 form, I think is what it's called, and change your exemptions so that they're not taking money out of your check. But then to be clear, the consequences of that are if you get a refund at the end of the year, then that's great because you're not sending the government a tax-free loan all year. But if you generally owe taxes at the end of the year, if you're not sending money through your paycheck all year, then at the end of the year, you will owe taxes. So but still, I would rather have that money in a checking account for myself that I can send when I'm ready to send it on April 17th at 11:59 p.m. Um, rather than just letting the government just hold on to mine because they don't send no interest when they send it back.
Okay. Yeah, I hate taxes cuz apparently I fucked up my paperwork a few years ago. And so it's like, so you're telling me I pay taxes literally every day. Like when I go to the grocery store, when I get gas. Honestly, me breathing probably tax somehow.
Mhm, mhm,
And it's like also the people working in these fields, you know how much I owe you. So
mhm,
when you got my paperwork and you were like, I think she filled this out wrong. You were
mhm,
like, instead of just being like, hey girl, you filled this out wrong, like
mhm,
fill it, refill it out or no. you like continue to collect on the taxes, and then you're like, also, you owe us more at the end of the year.
Yeah. And I know you said before that you filled something out wrong and so you were paying some back money. And I don't know if you've ever had an accountant look at that, but just because the IRS sent you a letter saying that you owed money doesn't mean that you owed money. And if you've never had someone look at it, it wouldn't hurt to have someone go back and look at it. Just because they be lying sometimes.
They do. They
And they
do.
just, yeah. And if you don't question it and you just pay it, then they, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it never hurts. It never hurts to just double check and make sure that they didn't fill something out wrong.
Right.
But yeah, I hate that they make us fill out the paperwork. If you already knew how much I owe, then why didn't you just send me a bill? Why do I have to stress out and like go through weeks of filling out tax forms and shit and then stress out over what, like, I also hate it. And I know I've said it before. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to not pay that shit no more because I don't want my
Literally.
money going towards blowing up fishermen off the coast of Caribbean islands and blowing up babies in Palestine, and for the administration to be grifting and pocketing money and sending money to Venezuela, $40 million. But like, no, damn it. No,
No. Literally. No.
I don't want to.
So
And I don't,
frustrating.
yeah. So, anywho,
Also, I don't know if you knew this, but no more, at least in Missouri, can't access Pornhub.
no one here can either. We haven't been able to for a long time, actually. Found that out on accident.
Oh, really?
Yes. If you try to log on, yeah, in the state of Georgia, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like for probably the past few months, there has been like anytime I would go on there, it'd be like, oh, you're going to lose your access in like X amount of days. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then the X amount of days went past and I still had access. So I was like, see, just a bunch of bullshit. But then the other day, I tried to get on there and it was like, oh, it's no longer available in your state. And I was like, are you
and it's
serious?
not just Pornhub. Hold on. I'm
Right.
about to look it up right now because
It's like all the adult sites.
yeah, and then I don't remember because it's been a while since I even tried because that pissed me off. Like, this is some bullshit.
Literally.
Notice to users, notice to law enforcement. As you know, your elected officials in Georgia are requiring us to verify your age. Oh, so this is new because before you just couldn't access it at all. Wait. Oh, so okay. So they want they want them to verify our age before allowing access to the website by like giving your ID every time you want to visit. And they're just saying, like, no, we're not going to do that because we're concerned about your privacy. So contact your local representatives and tell them this is some bullshit. But like, who's going to call the representatives and be like, turn back on my porn?
Right. Right.
Like, it's not that serious for me, but I was a little salty.
Yeah. No, for sure. And like I'm pretty sure there's a sex shop right up the road from me. So like I can
Literally,
go and like buy a
literally.
DVD if I wanted
I get
to,
this.
but like ah, like we can't have anything in this country.
Like, they really are trying to start a revolution, right?
Literally.
Like, now
Like
people can't release no steam. It's just like
right.
that's
Well,
crazy.
and now that you brought that up, now I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, what are all those fucking little incels gonna do? now that they can't have like easy access to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are under a regime that likes to let people who are, I mean, our freaking president was convicted of or found liable for SA and has
Literally.
been accused. He admitted SA and has been accused by a woman or a child as young as 13 has accused him of grape. So like, you know.
I'm just over it.
Yeah.
Over it.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Okay. So I know a few weeks ago we talked about that DoorDash story where the girl took the picture of the guy,
Hmm.
and I see there's been an update.
Yeah. So I think she might have gotten arrested.
Yeah, I think I saw that in passing.
Yeah. From what I saw, they were trying to get her on 2 felony charges.
Of course they are.
Um,
Because
I
obviously it.
still, I still find the whole thing very weird. Um, Now, do I think she should have like posted it online? Probably not. But I still think she should have recorded what happened to her or what she saw. And I think in his like statement, he said that he was drunk and like passed out naked on his couch and ordered DoorDash. But then he like didn't consent to her posting and yeah, like taking pictures.
Yeah. So my understanding of it was that she contacted DoorDash and they didn't do anything. And so the reason that she posted the picture was because she was kind of calling them out. Um, and I think that I if if this country had a better track record of like believing women and holding men accountable, then maybe I would feel some type of way about her posting it online. But sometimes that's the only way that you can get these big corporations to move is by like garnering public sympathy or you know what I mean, public outcry or whatever.
Right.
At the end of the day, if he I feel like you consented when when you ordered DoorDash. First of all, I don't believe he was asleep. I just don't. I don't believe that you were passed out drunk. I just don't believe that. And if you have that bad of a problem with your drinking, then you need to stop drinking. But when I'm doing my job, I don't want to see miscellaneous dicks when I'm doing my job. I did not
Right.
come here to see your dick.
Right.
So if you can't control your drinking so much so that you were laid out on the couch with your dick out, passed out, then that's on you. If a picture gets taken and put on the internet, that's just too damn bad.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because you should have had your shit in your pants where it belonged. That's just how I
Hmm.
feel about it.
Yep.
Close the door if you don't want people to see your dick. Close the door.
Yep.
But like, there's no planet where I'm gonna make it her fault for just doing her job, and this asshole's laid on the couch with his dick out. Like,
Hmm.
no,
Yeah.
no.
That's kind of how I felt too. I was like, that really sucks that she's being like charged. Because I feel like it's gonna diminish like yeah, what did transpire. And
Which
that
is
is
probably the point.
right. Oh,
Which is probably the
100%.
point. Yeah.
And I mean, I was seeing it like even before all this happened, people were saying like, well, he was in his home, like what he does in the privacy of his own home. And it's like, hey, no one's doubting that. But the moment that the door is wide open,
You can't have any expectation of
the
privacy.
privacy is no longer there.
No,
Like,
because
what?
that means anybody. most homes, like right now, if I was downstairs on my couch with my front door open and you were walking past, you could see inside my house. You would see me sitting on the couch.
Mhm.
So if I didn't want you to see me, you know what I would do? I would close the door.
Literally. Literally.
And it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off because, like I said, I just don't think you were that damn drunk. And if you were that drunk, then you have a problem and you need to get help. But that doesn't, like, if you were that drunk and you got in your car driving drunk and hit someone, you couldn't use the excuse, well, I was drunk, so I'm not responsible for my actions. Like, you being
Okay.
drunk is not a good enough, that's not a good enough excuse for me.
Yep. Well, and it's so interesting. It's it's such a fucking double standard that he can use the, "Oh, well, I was drunk." Meanwhile, if a girl gets assaulted,
Mhm.
"Well, why were you drinking? What were you wearing?"
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely like no matter what happens, men are not accountable for anything.
Literally anything. Literally anything.
Like
Accountability, never heard of her.
like if you're gay, just say that. It's 2025, it's fine.
Literally. Be who you are. Trump,
Yeah.
talking to you.
Did you see the picture? So I think last time, or no, maybe we haven't talked, but we were texting when we were talking about Bubba.
Mm,
And how, there was speculation that it was Bill Clinton.
mhm.
And then Epstein's brother came out and said, like, no, 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 that was a private conversation, and we were not talking about Bill Clinton. Not that he wasn't blowing some man named Bubba, but just that the man that they were talking about was not Bill Clinton. Okay, so that was
Mm.
first off. But since then, that picture that came out of Bill Clinton sitting in a chair and like Donald Trump on his knees, like clearly unbuckling Bill Clinton's pants. And
Yeah.
they've been running it through the AI detectors, and the AI detector is saying, like, that's not AI, that's a real picture. That would explain why Trump hates women so much, though.
Yeah.
Because he like
Oh, yeah.
hates women.
Mhm. Yep.
It's unfortunate that he was raised during a time when he wasn't allowed to just be free.
Right. Well, and I have like a whole theory, but I want to be really, really careful because I don't want to be like canceled. Because yeah, you have all these like clearly men who like other men, right? And I feel like too, not saying all, but I feel like being trans is very trendy.
Mm.
And so like and I will never like if anyone were to come to me and be like, this is my name, these are my pronouns, I'm gonna respect it.
Mhm.
But like with Caitlyn Jenner, sometimes I'm like, do you really want to be a
Mm.
woman? Or like, do you just want to dress in women's clothing? Because with Caitlyn, to my last knowledge, I believe she's gotten top surgery, but
Mhm.
she doesn't want to get bottom surgery. And I don't have body dysmorphia, the
Mhm.
way that some trans people have.
Mhm.
So, take my opinion with a grain of salt. But I could only imagine if me personally, if I were trans and I woke up every day and saw that, like that would make me unhappy and like make me feel like I'm not who I
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
wanting to be,
Mhm.
essentially.
And
And
certainly
so
Caitlyn has the money.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I was talking about this with one of my older trans guests, and she said the same thing. She was like, "Honey, if I could afford, like, everything, I would 100%."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Yeah, I think most people would." So when
Mhm.
you have someone of like Caitlyn Jenner
Mhm.
who could easily, right?
Mhm.
And not only could she easily do that, she could like do it here in the States, right? Like she
Mhm.
has plenty of money to go to a
Mhm.
doctor and get that
Mhm.
removed if she wanted to. Now,
Mhm.
granted, I remember seeing this on an interview years ago, so I don't know if the story's changed or
Yeah.
whatever. But most trans people here in the United States, I believe, go to Thailand because that is a more affordable
Mhm.
um surgery down there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm just still with some people, I'm like, yeah, do you want to be a woman, or
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
just like
I know
dressing in women's
Caitlyn
clothes?
has, as far as I know, Caitlyn has only publicly dated cis women. So
Yeah. Yeah. And if I remember correctly, like she refused to call herself a lesbian.
Mm.
And it's like, but that's what you are,
You
no?
are though. You are
Yeah,
though.
so, like I said, you gotta be careful because I don't
Yeah.
wanna, like, come off a certain way. Well,
Yeah.
and then I think I've talked about, again, another one, Lily Tino. Have I talked about her on here?
Mm-mm. I don't think I know her.
She's on TikTok. I'll send you some of her videos.
Mhm.
And again, to my knowledge, I don't think has had really any kind of surgery. Um, and again, you got to be careful because I mean, she does, she dresses in women's clothing, but it's almost like a little girl, how a little girl would dress.
Ew.
Like it's not, yeah. And I forget, Lily might be older than me, and I'm 31.
Mhm.
And not to like say you can't dress how you want to dress, but like, why are you dressing like this all the time?
That's creepy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's creepy.
And she is someone like she'll go out to restaurants and she'll like order something. And again, like I said, she really, to my knowledge, hasn't had any of the surgeries. I don't even know if she takes hormones.
Mm.
She does wear makeup sometimes and like she has long curly hair.
Mhm.
Um, but other than that, like very masculine presenting.
Mm.
And when she goes out, people will say, like, "Oh, here you go, sir." And she'll get so mad and she'll be like, "I'm a ma'am." And they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And like, we'll be genuinely sorry. And she'll be like, "I want to
Yeah.
talk to your manager." And she'll like make this whole big deal. And
Wow.
typically, like, she'll get her meals comped and like all that. Yeah, it's like
Is
a
she a
whole thing.
plant?
I, see, like, and
That's
then I remember
weird.
hearing, it was a sex worker, she was a, I think she did phone work, and
Mhm.
she was talking about this term called sissy, and it's where men, like, essentially cosplay as women, but, like, get off on the fact that, like, people know that they're men. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And
I'm so fucking sick of men. I'm so
Okay?
sick.
Like,
So sick of them.
and
Jesus.
yeah, and it just has me thinking, like, I don't know. I think it goes even deeper than that because then I was thinking, they're trying to do all this trying to see if they can transfer like uterus into other people, seeing if when you have babies, like if that can just be put into someone else. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it.
They're just trying to replace women.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so.
So
And
I know that I went down like a little wormhole after who was it? The kid that shot, I think it was the kid that shot Charlie Kirk. Tyler, is it Tyler Robinson? Is that his name? And they were insinuating that he was dating his trans roommate,
mhm,
which like I don't even believe that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk.
mhm,
So therefore every other bit of evidence after that is suspect to me. So I don't
mhm,
even know if that's true. But
mhm,
with that being said, I ended up like going down a wormhole and came down a whole side of TikTok of men who well, of people who identify as conservative, who I mean were like presenting feminine, but also were clearly identified as men as boys at birth, as male at birth. And
mhm,
talking about how because there's all these incels who can't get women to sleep with them, that there's a whole like part of the conservative movement where men are dressing as women and having sex with other men,
mhm.
because women don't want to have sex with them because they're fucking gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was saying, I know this to be true because I'm one of them, basically. And so, yeah.
Well, and then I was even thinking, and I'm gonna say this is all allegedly, all just conspiracies
We're
out
just
there.
hypothesizing
Just
here,
hype up,
people.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to
Relax.
get sued. I don't want to get sued or anything. But did you hear what's going on with Candace Owens?
I did. So I feel like we touched on this a while back. We've touched on Candace several times because I think you mentioned her first about her stuff starting to come up in your algorithm. And then
Yes.
after that, her stuff started coming up in my algorithm too. Of
Mhm.
course it did because we're connected. So that makes sense. So I, for the last, I would say maybe month or more, maybe it's been a couple months. When was Charlie Kirk shot? Is that in September?
September. Mhm.
So at least since when Charlie Kirk was shot, I've been watching her podcast on a semi-regular basis.
Okay.
Not because I
So
believe with her,
you might know more than me.
yeah, not because I agree with her politically, but
Yeah.
because she's making some very valid points where this particular thing is concerned.
Mhm.
And then, I love a good wormhole and conspiracy theory. So she's been offline for a week because she's been getting death threats,
Mhm.
because she's apparently getting too close to the truth. And I've been seeing now all of a sudden there's all these trolls, the bots on Twitter that are coming out saying that she's crazy and she's delusional and blah 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 blah
Mhm.
blah. Which I mean, kinda sometimes, but about this thing specifically, and I think, but they're not even real people. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're bots. So I'm
Right.
like, what she's saying is making a lot of sense. Like, it's not like she's just out here talking
Yeah.
nonsense.
Right. Yeah, I did see like the one video talking about was it the Egyptian plane that's like
Hmm.
following Erica?
Yeah, there's an Egyptian plane, but now they've also figured out that I think there's also a French plane, or there's a French company that was like renting a hangar in Utah. And this is public information. Like, you know what I mean? Where you can
Right.
look this is not stuff that she's just making up out of clear,
Yeah.
it's public information that anyone can go and look up. So,
Right.
yeah, there's like this French company that owns an airplane hangar to paint planes. They signed like a 2-year contract, I think she said. Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then that coupled with her beef with um Brigitte Macron, is that her name?
Yeah.
Um, who I mean, again, I'm not, I don't know. I haven't done the research personally, but based on the research, Candace might be onto something.
I think
Uh,
yeah, I think she might.
yeah. So
Yeah, because I don't wanna get sued by, like,
allegedly,
allegedly.
like we're just talking about this podcast that I've been watching.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's true or not, but based on the information as she's presenting it, it's compelling.
Mhm.
I'll say that.
Well, and even if we wanna take, like, was Bridget born a man or a woman out of it, let's talk about the fact that she met Emmanuel at when he was
When he was
15.
a child. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to hear, oh, well, we waited till he was 18. That tells me that this
You were grooming
relationship
him.
started before
Yeah.
he
You're
turned
grooming him.
18.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, she was married. So, like, she was cheating on her husband
With a
with a
child.
child.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that when those Epstein files come out, the reason why they will probably never come out is because this goes so far past anything that we could even fathom. Like, it's clearly worldwide, like based on the research that I've done and come across. It's clearly worldwide. It's um did we talk about, not to change the subject, but just on the Brigitte Macron, her husband being a child, like Candace Owens conspiracy theory. Did we talk about the document? It wasn't a document, it was like a YouTube documentary on, it was called, I think it was called The Finders or The Founders, which was this, so basically back in, I want to say like in the 70s or 80s, basically these people stumbled upon a uh, tea trafficking ring with minors. So this car got pulled over by the police, and there's these two men driving, there's like 5 children in the back, and one thing led to another, and it comes out that those children did not belong to those men. They were kidnapped and were being tea trafficked. Um, and so it led to this guy doing like the same type of research that Candace Owens is doing right now, um, just to find out that like the CIA was involved, like the government was involved back then. And I think he, of course, ended up unalived, and the story just kind of went away. And now I'm thinking, the story went away, but that ring never went away. This shit was going on before Epstein.
Oh,
Shit
yeah.
like goes super deep.
Yeah.
And yeah, crazy.
Mhm.
So yeah, when you talk about Brigitte Macron with her husband being a child, I just wonder, like, is she a part of that? And then I see that you've got Adam Sandler wife.
Oh, yeah.
Like, does that tie into that as well?
So, yes. Do you like Adam Sandler at
I
all?
love Adam Sandler.
Okay, so you know how his wife is in, like, all of his movies?
So I'm not sure that I did know that. I know that he always has the same people in his movies. I don't think I knew his wife is
Oh,
always in his
yeah,
movie.
his wife is like, she never plays, like, a big character, she's always, like, a
Mhm.
little cameo or a side
Okay.
character, but her dad was a lawyer, I believe, and he can no longer practice law because I think he brought, like, a handgun into the courtroom or something like that,
What?
but someone that he defended was, I'll have to look up all the names, but was this guy who, was charged with and
Mhm.
um, I think through a modeling agency, and the
See?
partner was Jeffrey Epstein,
Get
and and it's, sorry, it's, like, coming back, the guy is French, whoever, I can't
get
think of his
see
name,
what I'm saying? See what I'm
and he was sent
saying?
to prison and died of
Get the fuck out of here.
so,
Get
yeah,
the fuck
it's all connected.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Wow. And there's just no way, like, one thing is a coincidence, but 750 things, that's no longer a coincidence. Y'all are on something. And
mhm.
so that's why when I think about when that guy busted in that pizza restaurant in Oregon, and did he find anything? No, but the way that they go so hard to make it seem like he was just crazy tells me that he's not fucking crazy. Like,
Speaking of pizza, so, yeah, I remember, like, all the Pizzagate
mhm,
situation, and so
mhm,
now people are saying, "Okay, what if it really wasn't, like, these pizza restaurants?" I'm assuming that's kinda like what you're talking about,
mhm,
but there's a lot of weird celebrities in Hollywood that talk about pizza parties.
mhm,
And, like,
mhm,
there's a video of Taylor Swift with Jimmy Fallon, and
mhm,
she was like, "Yeah, I went to your pizza party and, like, blah, blah, blah." And it's like, outside of, like, a kid's birthday party or, like, your job refusing to give you a raise, so they're like, "Here's some
mhm,
pizza." Like,
mhm.
I don't hear
I'm not going
many
to no grown
adults,
ass person's pizza party.
yeah, having pizza parties.
Yeah,
So, what's
that
going
makes
on here?
sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. And there's just so many people. I can't look, listen to me, get down. It's not about
Aw.
you right now, Bubba. No.
He wants it to
He's
be
like being
about
very
him.
he's just being so insistent. Um, all
Sweet
right,
baby.
he's sitting on my yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And now I'll be on this wormhole again tonight. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Insanity.
It really is. And like I said, I forgot like all the important names, but yeah, his father-in-law is definitely like connected with
Wow.
Epstein. Yeah.
Wow.
And what a coinkydink that the guy he was representing also died in prison the same way Epstein did and was
Amazing.
charged with the exact same crimes.
Mhm.
Allegedly,
Allegedly. Yeah.
you know.
Um, yeah, that's crazy. Today I've been, I go down a lot of wormholes. Today I've been down a John McAfee wormhole. Remember him? He's the guy that did he created the McAfee antivirus, and
Oh,
like
okay.
had like crazy amounts of money, and then like sold them, like, I don't know, sold it to Intel, and I don't know. There's a whole lot of lore behind him. But when Epstein was killed, he was very vocal about Epstein being that it was murder and not, or that it, was red rum and not, you know, self unaliving, but so much so that he actually got a tattoo saying, because he's known for also having a lot of younger people around, female. Because I hate when people say, young women, like, you mean
Right.
children?
Right.
You mean children?
They're
Because
like
what
the
do they
the
call them?
underage
Underage women?
woman.
That's not a thing.
Right.
They were
Mhm.
children. Or not Richard Branson, that's Virgin Mobile. John McAfee also was known to have a lot of younger I'll say younger women because I don't know if he was ever accused of that, but
Uh-huh.
the pictures and videos that I saw of him with women, more often than not, they looked very young. I'll say that. But he was pretty vocal about Epstein when he died, and then he was being hunted by the US government. Um, he claims it was over failure to pay taxes. And not even that it was over failure to pay taxes, because he said he hadn't been paying taxes in years, but it was when he started going places and like doing talks about not paying taxes that they and that makes sense. That's believable. But at
Yeah.
any rate, he got a tattoo not long after Epstein was unalived. Um, and when he got the tattoo, he was very vocal about showing it and saying, like, I would never take myself out. I'm getting this tattoo as a reminder that I would never do that to myself. And literally, like 2 weeks later, he was arrested and also went the same way. So IDK. IDK.
Huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little fishy.
Lots of coinky dinks.
Lots of
Lots of
coinky
coinky dinks.
dinks. Speaking of all of this, did you hear about the missing high school football coach?
I did.
Okay, so like all the things that I saw before I actually did a deep dive myself was
Mhm.
like, this is so strange. Like, authorities have it doesn't make any sense. Like, and they were praising this coach because, the football team was undefeated, blah, blah, blah. High school, mind you, not like
Mhm.
college or
Mhm.
the NFL or anything. And he had been missing for like 5 days. So then I was like, I saw in the comments, people were like, oh, we know he's not missing. He's on the run. So then I was like,
Mhm.
oh, what's going on? Turns out
Mhm.
he's wanted for like child pornography
Mhm.
and some other, I think he has some
Mhm.
other charges too, but
Mhm.
it's
But
like,
definitely, yeah.
how come we didn't start with that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Like, who are we
And
protecting here?
I just hope that his wife isn't hiding him or helping him. I really would just like to feel bad for her for just finding out that her husband's a pedophile. But not looking promising.
Yeah. And I mean, I know people can be super deceiving, but like, wouldn't you have a feeling?
I saw a TikTok this morning. It was this Black woman, and she was answering. You know how when you're answering a question, it'll have like their comment in your video? And
Yeah.
so I don't follow this woman. She just came up on my For You. I think I did end up following her, but the comment was something about like, well, why do women stay married to men when they're not happy then, or something to that effect?
Hmm.
And she was just like, optics, like, and you have these kids together and you've got this nice house and these cars that, we have payments on and yada, yada, yada. And it's just easier just to stay together. And so, like, the number of stories that I've heard of like children who were raped by their father and they say that their mother knew and like it was and the mom like blamed it on them or whatever. So it wouldn't shock me if the wife knew, but I just still want to like hold on to some hope that there are some people in the world with some modicum of like morals left.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't shock me if she knew.
People are disgusting.
Yeah. But I definitely saw not long before we hopped on, I saw that, and I don't remember where it was, maybe Tennessee, but I can't swear to it, that there was a police chief that was just arrested for raping, I think, an 11-year-old. There was the pardoned January 6er, Andrew Paul Johnson, who was
Mm.
arrested recently for molesting an 11-year-old boy. And then also Alexander Beck, an employee at the Department of Homeland Security, was just arrested in a trafficking sting. Like it just goes, like clearly taking advantage of children is like baked in. So just throw the whole country in the trash at this
Literally.
point.
Well, and it's like you're telling me we can reform this.
No, no, no.
We
I
can
don't believe
vote.
it.
We can vote this out.
I just don't believe it.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Well, and
Oh,
then
okay. It was called The Finders. That documentary. I didn't realize I'd written it down. It was called The Finders on YouTube. And this was in 1987. And then Florida just found a gang of missing children. It was like 157 kids or something. And they didn't say anything about trafficking, but like, how do you just find 157 children if not?
Right.
Like what?
Right.
I'm sorry. I know I just keep harping on it, but it just really burns my butt.
You said it's The Finders?
It's called The Finders, yeah. And if you don't find it, I will go through my history and find it and send it to you because my mouth was hanging open the whole time.
Okay, I think I found it.
Yeah. Look. Don't do that. What did you think? I don't know if you have this on the list or not, but what did you think? Ow, dude. What did you think of MTG resigning and all of that?
I think I feel like it's kind of not fair that she like came out here and caused all this drama and like chaos, and then she's just gonna be like, okay, well, I don't want to be held
attention and run.
Yeah, like I don't want to be held accountable, so
yeah,
peace.
Yeah. I would not be shocked if she comes back out and runs for a bigger office in the next election. I feel like when she first started talking, I said to my husband, this heifer's, before she resigned, I'm like, this heifer's trying to set herself up to run for president. That's what I said to my husband. And I don't know if it'll be president. I don't know if she'll run for president next, but I feel like she's trying to take this movement that she really helped create for Donald Trump, and she's going to try and take it and run with it, because when he leaves, who's the leader of the Republican Party? Is there a clear, like, this is the next person? Because my understanding is Republicans don't like JD Vance. Like, nobody even likes him.
See, that's interesting because one of my guests was saying that there's a conspiracy that JD will run for president next term, have Donald as his VP, and then he'll step down.
Get the
And
I don't see that happening. You think? I don't see that happening. He looks like he wants to be in. I can't see, because he clearly doesn't like Donald Trump. I don't even think Donald Trump is going to
they're all
survive.
puppets. They're
They
all fucking
are.
puppets.
They are, but I don't even see Donald Trump surviving this presidency. And he's certainly not going to be coherent by the end of it. He's barely coherent now. Dude, no.
I mean, for all we know, he really could be dead, and they've just been using AI this whole time.
Yeah, because there's, again, pretty credible evidence that that video that he made about was it the National Guard people, was AI, that wasn't actually him.
Yeah, right.
And did you see where the same thing that happened again, the same thing that happened with Tyler Robinson, where somebody was searching Tyler Robinson's name days before the Charlie Kirk shooting took place? Like, there was a spike in searches for his name.
Mhm.
The same thing happened with all three of the people involved in that National Guard shooting in DC. So the shooter and the two National Guard people who got shot, all three of their names, there was a spike in searches for their name like 2 or 3 days before the shooting actually happened. And the spike was in DC. You can't pinpoint an IP address, but
Mhm.
the spike originated in DC. So, like, um the girl that passed away, and sorry to her family that I don't remember her name. Her name was searched, I want to say, like 17 times or something, like 2 or 3 days before she passed away. And then the guy that was shot, his name was searched like 100 times. And the guy that did the shooting, his name was searched multiple times. And all of those were searched in DC. That's crazy to me. Like, they're just playing in our faces, honestly.
No, literally. And I've kind of had my own little theory about some of these mass shootings. Sometimes I really do think like higher up will go out and like pay people to like start,
Yeah.
because I feel like a lot of the mass shootings always happened after
Like, that they're trying to distract us from.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hate it.
Mhm. Sorry, I know I just took us off on a whole side quest there.
No. But I do want to talk about because now that he's the new mayor, like now we have to hold him accountable.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you saw the little clips of him saying that like he wants Hakeem Jeffries to like still be, what is he, like the House Speaker? Who is he?
I
Whatever
don't
he
know.
is.
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah, whoever he is,
Yeah.
Zoran still wants him to like be around, and
It's falling
same
in
with,
line. Yeah.
yeah, and same with
Mhm.
Jessica Tisch, who's the NYPD commissioner. And then I saw a video talking about how like he never really made like a statement on where he stood on police brutality and like police reform and stuff. And I was like,
The only
huh,
thing I ever heard him say about police is that he was absolutely not defunding the police. He said
yeah,
that very clearly.
yeah.
Um, And I took that in that moment, I took that to mean that he supports the police, like that he
Yeah.
stands behind them. That's what I took that to mean.
Well, and what's also weird is like he, claims to be very pro Palestine. Both Hakeem and Jessica are very pro Israel.
Mhm.
And apparently this Jessica is like a billionaire heiress.
So why do you even want to be the police commissioner
Yeah, like
except to maybe because New York City specifically used to be, and I say used to be very loosely, like very mob heavy, very, mob, So that would make sense then.
well, and they're like also involved with like the IDF training.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So, Mr. Mamdani, what's
Mhm.
huh?
Yeah.
And I keep seeing like all these photos like of him and Bernie and AOC, and it's like, oh, we got America again. Like,
Mhm.
and yeah, and the more I am thinking like, yeah, what is a socialist democrat? Like, explain to me like I'm
What does
5.
that mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I'm actually about to look it up right now because I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
like I'm kind of confused.
Mhm. What does it say? It says, in a nutshell, a socialist democrat generally refers to someone who advocates for achieving socialist goals like reducing economic inequality and strengthening social welfare through democratic means and within a framework of a political democracy rather than through revolutionary overthrow of the state.
Mm.
So, got him.
Got him. Got
Yeah.
him.
Well, and I feel like I've been very outspoken, but in case I haven't been clear to this point, that I don't believe in any way, shape, or form that reform is possible. I just don't believe that that's a thing anymore. We tear it down and start over from scratch, or whatever happens, happens. And probably those two things are going to collide and coincide, right? But like the whole, baby stepping things forward hasn't worked to this point. And now this new regime has come in, and whatever baby progress has been made in the last 50 years has all been undone. Like, and so now you think we're going to start over from scratch again? Immediately,
Right.
no, for me. Absolutely not. No.
Literally.
So I don't know. IDK, but I wonder how long it's going to take for people to be like, "Oh, Mom Donnie's not shit either," because I feel like that's coming
I don't know because like people still believe in Bernie and AOC.
to a point, but I don't think that either one of them, the same people that were in the streets holding signs for Bernie when he was running for president, when he got shafted the first time, I don't think he has that same, especially with the Palestine stuff. I feel
Mhm.
like that's changed a lot of people's perceptions of him because he's still very pro-Israel, right? Has he said anything?
I mean, he put out one of those bullshit statements on like October 7th and was like, today we remember, the Israel families and it's like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
And Mamdani did that too.
Yep, he sure did. And
Yeah.
so did Barack.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's one band, one sound over there. So when I say, two wings, same plane,
Literally,
that's what I
literally.
mean.
Like, how
Yeah.
much more?
Yeah.
I can't take much more.
Yeah.
It's too much and I'm over it.
Yeah. What else do we have on here?
Did you see Caroline Levitt's? I guess she's technically not her sister-in-law because she's not married to her brother, but
Mhm.
got taken by ICE.
Yeah, I believe that was a setup because they were having some custody issues and now she's
Right?
been deported. So no more custody issues. Wow.
Literally. Like, that's fucking crazy, also scary.
Yeah. Now I was watching another video on YouTube. I don't remember who the YouTuber was, but they had shown several. So they were not American, they were white people from other countries who got arrested by ICE recently. And so they were interviewing now, they were interviewing like the husband. So one of them was a mom. She just had a baby, 6-month-old baby. And, the baby was ripped out of her arms. I almost want to say she was breastfeeding. Even if she wasn't like physically in the act of breastfeeding, she is still breastfeeding the baby. And yeah, she had like shown up for her appointment. She's going through the channels, like a lot of other immigrants are doing, going through the quote unquote proper channels to go get their paperwork in order. And ICE was there and arrested multiple people. So, but there was a white woman and a white man, and both of their spouses were being interviewed on the news. And so I find that, interesting because I haven't seen any brown people's spouses or families being interviewed on the news. Um,
Mhm.
but I thought, you know what? If maybe that's what it'll take is for white people seeing other white people's families being ripped apart. Like, I don't wish that on anybody. I think it's horrible. And hopefully there'll be trials like there were, in Nazi Germany and people will be held accountable, but it's not looking promising right now. Um, but maybe if white people see other white people going through the same things that black and brown people have been going through, maybe they'll get a little more outraged faster. I don't know. Because I don't know how you're not already outraged. It's crazy to me. But maybe
Yeah,
if I'm just wondering if maybe if they see people who look like them going through it, that maybe that will be, the thing that sparks the, I don't know.
maybe. Because I was kind of having, like, with the subjects we were talking about earlier, when I was kind of listening about like the Bridget Macron
Mhm.
stuff, I was kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't really feel as bad for her having to prove that she's a woman.
Mhm.
And I was like, why do I feel that way? Right? Like, do I think that
Mhm.
she should be harassed? No. But
Mhm.
like, there are black women, black cis women that have to prove on a daily basis that they're
Mhm.
women.
Mhm.
And it's like you have trans women who are literally being killed trying to
Mhm.
prove that, they are a woman. And it's like, and here you have Bridget who comes from wealthy, like her family was like a prominent chocolate, I don't
Mhm.
know, like Willy Wonka sounds like.
Mhm.
Um and you're telling me this elite European white woman can't come forward and just
I think
say,
it would be a
like,
great thing for trans rights for her to come forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Or
Yeah.
like, because she's this elite woman, guess what? You saying or you questioning that she's a man, well, now she can sue you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, huh?
Yeah.
And again, this is my own, I don't even know what you would call it, but like, she could just come out with a picture, right? Like, this is me as a child. This is me
There is no
pregnant with any
picture.
of the 3 kids, like, or even like your from your first marriage, you're telling me there's not one single photo?
Yeah.
And again, I know
Well,
that can sound a little like, "Oh, so you think that every woman should have to," and it's like, well, every
no.
woman does,
Yeah, well,
essentially.
so there's that, right? Because you remember all the backlash during the Olympics when that white girl got her ass beat and they
Right.
um tested the boxer, and then there was a black woman who did some other sport who was also tested
Mhm,
regularly. And we're not
mhm,
saying all women, we're saying this woman.
mhm.
But no, I'm telling you, if you go back and watch Candace's video on that, I'm like, damn.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Oh my gosh. She put, oh, yeah. Well, and I know we're coming up on a 2-hour mark here soon, and I definitely wanted to make sure that we talked about the 2 guys in Texas. You know, we always hear about Florida Man. You see the 2 guys in Texas that were plotting to, go over to Haiti and take over Haiti and kill all of the men and take the women and children as sex slaves.
No, I did not
Gavin
hear that.
Gavin Weisenberg and Tanner Thomas. Um yeah,
Alright.
yeah, they had a whole conspiracy. Um, so luckily for them, because clearly they never did their research on Haiti, of all the places on earth, and this is exactly why all the rhetoric, like during the election when Donald Trump was talking about, you know, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets, that type of shit, is why Gavin and Tanner thought that they could go over to Haiti and do that. And they were going to get their asses handed to them because they didn't know that Haiti is one of only 2 countries to ever fight off slavery on their own. Like
Hello?
Haiti is quote unquote free today. And I use that loosely because they're still being, their wealth is still being extrapolated, is not the word I'm looking for. But, you know, Haiti has issues, but all of the issues that Haiti has are directly tied to colonization and people being mad that they freed themselves from slavery. But their
Mm,
dumbasses thought they were going to go over there. And it wasn't so. I wish that
I
I had
think they
written
should.
down the,
Go ahead.
huh?
I think they should.
Yeah,
Keep
go
us
ahead.
updated.
Go ahead. They were gonna come up missing. They don't even know. The FBI saved their damn lives and they don't even know it because they're too fucking stupid. And if you look at their pictures, like they don't look like they could have taken over a Starbucks, okay? To think that you were gonna go. And I think the way that they got caught is that, so one of them had joined the military because they were really trying to do their research. So like one of them had joined the military and the other I think had gone to like fireman school and they were looking for specific skills from these jobs, right? Well, the guy that went to fireman school got kicked out like pretty quickly. And the one that
Shocker.
joined the, I know. And the one that joined the military specifically asked to be stationed in the DC area. I don't remember what his reasoning was behind that, but they were going to homeless people in DC and trying to recruit homeless people to be a part of their army to go to Haiti to do this. And so I was fucking tickled pink just thinking about homeless people trying to go to the police and explain to them that these two white men were trying to recruit. Like the whole thing is so absurd. The whole thing is so absurd. But yeah,
Literally.
yeah. But this is why I'm not really a praying woman. But when I do pray, I always pray for the confidence of a mediocre white man because the shit that they think that they can do.
Literally. I think all the time, like, how how can I have imposter syndrome sometimes about like doing hair, which I've been doing for like 10 years now.
Like
And you're telling me Donald Trump has the fucking confidence to run the country?
I think that that comes from him being rich and being able to buy his way into spaces though, right?
I mean,
And
for
like,
sure.
yeah. But
It's still
these two ass
frustrating.
wipes don't even have money. They're just stupid.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Just
they're just
dumb.
stupid. Yeah.
What
It's
happened to what is that, like, Darwinism?
literally.
Okay, you think you can do it? All right.
Go
We'll drop you.
ahead.
I would have been like, I'll drop
Yeah,
you off.
yeah, let's
I'll
go.
drop you off until we hit uncharted territory. Then
Yeah,
you're on your own.
you're on your own, babes. Yeah.
Ugh. I'm ready to be done with this timeline. I
Yeah.
did see a video and someone was talking about how this year has felt so crazy because it's the year of the snake and like Chinese
Mhm.
zodiac horoscope or whatever. Um
Mhm.
and specifically it's some kind, I think, a woodlet snake. I don't know, but she was talking about like shedding the skin and all that stuff and I was like, "Okay, so 2026, can I get a little better, please? Cuz
Please.
I'm over
What comes
this."
next? I'll have to look to see when do we get the like the retribution year.
Right. Well, I keep thinking like next year will be 250 years.
Mhm. So it should be interesting.
Should be interesting.
Be some fireworks for real, for real.
What's going to happen? What's going to
I'm here
happen?
for it. All right. So I know we're on the we're right at the 2 hour mark. There's a bunch of stuff on here that we haven't gotten to.
We'll
So
save it for next
definitely
time.
before I see you, before we get together next time, says I see this Challenger astronauts alive with a question mark. I'm
Oh yeah.
intrigued, so I'm definitely going to be looking into that, and we can talk about that next time for sure. This North Fox Island, I don't know what that is, but definitely want to know more. Kim Kardashian Neuralink conspiracy. So we're going to be
Yeah.
all up and through the conspiracies next time for sure.
Hell yeah, we are. Hell yeah, we are.
All right. Anything you want to do before we leave this time? Anything else we got to hit?
No, I think I had everything that I wanted to.
Okay. Till next time,
Till
friends.
next time.